Okay, let's jump forward a bit in time to you first lived at, you said 100 Cape Road.
Yeah.
And then you moved to Hampton Road.
Yeah. I was dying to have a home of my own.
And obviously the house was, you originally lived at 62 Campbell Street.
Huh?
You were originally at 62 Campbell Street.
I was at there.
Yeah, that's where you grew up.
Oh, I grew up at 62.
Yeah.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
I grew up, I lived all my life at Campbell Street till I got married.
When you moved to Mill Park,
Uh-huh.
that was more or less the same time that Wedgwood got built.
Huh? We met around about the same time.
Were you involved with Wedgwood?
Huh?
Did you get involved at all with Wedgwood at that stage yourself?
No, I didn't, because the first time we went to look at Wedgwood, my mother didn't want me to go. I told you.
Mm-mm.
Didn't I tell you I was pregnant with Ian?
Mm-mm.
And I was pretty big. And we went in the car. Dad took us. My mother was with us. I don't think Lena was with us. And you were with us, and you went with Dad. And my mother didn't want me to get out of the car with the grace of both. And I did get out the car, and I walked around a bit, but I didn't see with her as much as Dad went to look at with you. And
but nothing was built yet.
Nothing. It was a house. It was a farm. But there was one bowling rink, just one, that the man who owned this farm had made for himself, like a little lawn. And but of course Dad was already playing bowls. Phil and him both became members of PA Park. When Dad gave up, was finished with the cricket, and he was finally still played tennis. But then when bowls came on the scene, and of course I knew about bowls because my father loved the game, and I used to go with him. Max and myself used to go with him to St George's Park and watch the bowls there. And then there was a man by the name of, I don't remember his first name, a Senzel in PE, and he was the first Jew that I know of that played bowls. And he played at PA Park. And when Dad heard about this, he also went down with him, with Senzel. I don't know how they got there, because we didn't have a car, and Senzel certainly didn't have a car. But they got down to PA Park, and my dad played bowls, I think. He rolled woods once or twice. And then he died just after that. And that was in 39, I think my dad died. Yeah, in 39, before war broke out. And that's how I knew about bowls. I knew I didn't know about it, but I'd seen it being played.
So when did you start playing?
Huh?
When did you start playing?
I started playing. What year was Ian born?
1947.
47. I started playing in 48. 48 or 49. But Dad started straight away. He loved it.
Daddy, and Bergman and Philip, when did you start working there?
Huh?
When did you start working at Bergman?
When Ian was 5 months old, Dad phoned me one day and he said to me, he's just told the girl that he's typist to get out. I wasn't driving a car in those days, and she's gone, and can I come down and help him? And he came up with a car to fetch me. You were at nursery school. Ian was asleep at home, and I went down to the office. And it must have been...
That was already in Fry's building.
Yes, that was Fry's building. I only knew, from the time I knew Dad, he was in Fry's building. He wasn't anywhere else. And then when the typist, when his dad had the row with his typist and she went, I started going down. He'd send the car for me, and I started going down in the mornings. And that's how I got involved.
Okay, just to change the subject totally. When Z and I got engaged, were you surprised?
Huh?
Were you surprised?
Very. Very. We couldn't get over how small the world is, Dad and myself. That we were thrilled. We were tickled pink. Because we knew Percy and we knew Hilda. So to us it was marvellous.
You didn't think it was a bit strange?
It was a coincidence, not strange.
Okay.
Thought it was wonderful. We were very thrilled.
PE over the years, I mean...
PE over the years, lots of stories, lots of things happened. And I just can't get used to the idea. I mean, my dad, that Raleigh Street shoe, Dad was one of the founders of it. And I'm telling you, my dad did a lot to help build up the Jewish community in Port Elizabeth. Not enough. He wasn't a pushy sort of person, and he wasn't a very clever businessman. He should have been a teacher or just a student himself all his life. He wasn't a clever businessman. He wasn't shrewd like the other furniture dealers were in PE. But he was very knowledgeable. I mean, he could read and write English, and most of the others couldn't. I mean, Isaac Kerbel made a much better success than my dad. He was a clever businessman. But if Isaac Kerbel had to go to the bank manager, he went to fetch Sachs, and Sachs came and did the talking for him, always. Not only for Isaac Kerbel, for other people too. I think we've done enough now, John.